Welcome to the sixth episode of draft season. We're going to do something different today. I think I said last week that we were going to talk about, I hadn't decided what position group we were going to talk about, but I think we're going to do something different. We're going to go through and do a full first round mock draft. We're going to look at Draft Experts mock drafts. The places where where these players will be drafted are not based on my rankings. They're based off of the consensus rankings right now. But it should be fun. So, to get started with the first pick in the NFL draft, the Tennessee Titans select. I don't know. I have seen most of the mocks pre-combine had Titans going Abdul Carter. This is going to be a no trade mock draft, by the way. But the Titans are definitely looking to trade down and try to get more capital, which is a very smart move, given that there's not a true best quarterback in the draft, I guess. I have seen more picks, more mock drafts lately with the Titans going Cam Ward. What do we want to do here? I could see them going either way if they stay there. They could get the best overall player in the draft, or they could go for the best quarterback in the draft, who is not up to the caliber of previous number one quarterbacks, but I think he'll still be good in the league. But we're going to say the Titans select Abdul Carter, edge from Penn State. I think it's really a no-brainer. I think he's the best player in the draft. He's going to be a game wrecker for wherever he goes to, and he's someone you can build your defense around. So, with the number 2 pick in the draft, the Cleveland Browns select. What do we think? And they could go the quarterback route, but after Cam Ward, as I've said, I think the quarterback class drops off a ton. I'm not that big of a Shedeur Sanders fan. I don't think he's really worth a first-round pick. But I'm seeing Travis Hunter get mocked to the Browns a lot. I have been seeing a few more Shedeur Sanders to the Browns picks. I don't know for this one, but in this mock draft, Cam Ward is still available. So I have seen Cam Ward. Actually, I don't think I have seen Cam Ward mocked to the Browns at all. So that could be something fun we could do. But what I'm seeing a lot of is Travis Hunter to the Browns, which I think is a safe pick. He's going to be a good cornerstone corner. He's going to be in the league for a while. But I think for this mock draft, we're going to say the Cleveland Browns select cornerback Travis Hunter from Colorado. I think they stay away from a quarterback at this point. And try to build for the future. And no better way to do that was strengthening up their defense with one of the top corners in the draft, one of the best players in the draft overall. So with the 3rd overall pick in the draft, we have the New York Giants. I've mostly seen the Giants go. They usually go best player available, so whether that's Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, or Cam Ward, that's mostly what I've been seeing. And I think the Giants will, if their top quarterback is there, which I believe Cam Ward will probably be their top quarterback, they should take him. And I actually believe that the Giants can be a QB away from being an actual threat in the East. I think their wide receiver core is extremely underrated. They're building up their offensive line. They do need another running back. I know their running back this season, the rookie Tyrone Tracy Jr. He looked pretty good the whole season, but I don't think he's going to be a true running back one. So I think the Giants should look into getting another running back in these later rounds. But Cam Ward is the pick for the New York Giants. Moving on to pick number 4, the New England Patriots. Patriots have their quarterback for the future, Drake May. I'm undecided on what to think of Drake May. I don't think he's going to be a quarterback who can win you games in big moments. I think he's going to be a guy who shows up on the highlight reel. With his tape at North Carolina, it was a lot of what in the world was that throw, and holy cow, how did you make that throw? So it's either all or nothing with Drake May. And I believe that the Patriots should go offense. They should go offense with them. I have been in my previous mock drafts that I haven't really shared with the show. I have had the Patriots go Tet McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona. He is my number 1 wide receiver in this draft, but I have been seeing him fall out of the top 10 lately, which doesn't make much sense to me. I think he's going to be a really good. I think he's going to be a true X receiver in this league. But I have seen Will Campbell get mocked to the Patriots. That's mostly what I've seen. Otherwise, they go best player available. But we're gonna shake this up. We're gonna go. We're gonna say the Patriots select wide receiver Tet McMillan from Arizona. He's gonna be their number 1 wide receiver to help out Drake May. Now moving on to the 5th pick of the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they could go with the Mason Graham, who I think is going to be a sure thing prospect. I think I know he's getting like top 5 talks, but I still think he's not getting talked about enough. I think he's going to be a menace in the league. He's going to be here for a long time. So Jags could go defense and take Mason Graham. Or they could help out Trevor Lawrence on the offensive line by drafting Will Campbell, who admittedly I'm not a big fan of, but the rest of the NFL world is. So I might be wrong, but that's who they think is good. Like I said, these mock drafts aren't based on my own rankings. They're based off of the NFL's rankings of all these players, and I'm just mocking them to see where they go. So the Jags, I could see them going Mason Graham here or Will Campbell. I've seen a lot of. I think the pick I've seen the most is Mason Graham to the Jags, but with Will Campbell available, I don't know if they'd go for him. I think we're gonna keep this with how the rest of the mocks have gone. We're gonna have Mason Graham to the Jacksonville Jaguars as the 5th pick. Now, the number 6 pick of the draft belongs to the Las Vegas Raiders. Tom Brady is now a partial owner of the Raiders. So who knows? Maybe he's coming in and he's going to be like, hey, we're going to have a total reset here. We're going to get the QB of the future and take Shedeur Sanders. But I don't know. The Raiders have a lot of needs. I don't know. I think it'd be smart. I think the Raiders would be smart to bolster up the rest of their team. I'd love to see maybe a Will Johnson go there, the corner from Michigan. I like him a lot. But I could see them going Will Campbell here. It wouldn't be the necessarily sexy pick, which I don't know what they do. But I've seen Shedeur Sanders drop out of the first round if he's not picked with the Raiders. But I think we're gonna have the Raiders. They're gonna try to get their quarterback of the future here. In my mock draft, the 6th pick of the draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Shedeur Sanders. Now to the 7th pick of the draft is the New York Jets. The Jets have a lot of question marks in this offseason. It looks like Aaron Rodgers is not going to be coming back. They dropped Devontae Adams. But I think the smart move here for the Jets would to be drafting offensive line to beef up that offensive line. So when they get their quarterback, who I believe, if I'm the Jets this year, I would pick up a quarterback in free agency. It would be really funny if they picked up Sam Darnold. I don't think that'll happen, but pick up a veteran quarterback in free agency. Maybe draft Jackson Dart if he's there in the 2nd round, and develop him. Or you can wait till next year's draft, who we're unsure about for the quarterback class, but it could be better, it could be worse. But for the Jets, I have seen a lot of Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State, go there. But I think for this, we're gonna have the Jets take the best player available in Will Campbell, the offensive tackle from LSU, which what I've mostly seen is Will Campbell will be sliding inside to the guard position. So the New York Jets select Will Campbell with the 7th pick of the draft. Now moving on to the 8th pick is the Carolina Panthers. Wow. What an interesting season they had. It looked like Bryce Young was going to be an instant bust. He was going to be cut at the end of the season or traded, and they benched him for a bit, and he came back, and now the Panthers have hope again, which is really cool to see. I'd love to see the Panthers get a wide receiver 1 for Bryce Young. I just don't think there is one in this draft that's available. Since I already put Tet to the Patriots. So we could go a couple different ways here. We could go Panthers. They could go best offensive lineman, which right now is Armand Membo, offensive tackle from Missouri, which is really strange. I've seen him pick up steam a lot in the last couple weeks. Right now I've seen him at the 7th best player overall in the draft, which I don't know if I'd rank him that high, but pretty cool. So I could see them going offensive line here, just to get more protection for Bryce Young. But their offensive line did actually look pretty good in the second half of the season. They could go Matthew Golden, who ran a very fast 40 time, who's getting a lot of hype right now after his combine performance. They could go Luther Burden, wide receiver from Missouri, but I've seen him slide later and later through all this. But I think for the Panthers, I think they try to beef up their defensive line here. So we're going to have our first defensive lineman go off the board, or defensive. That's not even true. What am I saying? Abdul Carter went and Mason Graham went. But we're going to have Mykel Williams, edge from Georgia, go to the Panthers. I think I'm not too big of a fan of his film, but apparently he was playing injured a lot. So when he gets his injury fixed, I think he could be that guy for the future. But moving on to number 9 for the New Orleans Saints. What have I seen? I've seen them go edge a lot. I've seen Mykel Williams drafted to this or mocked to the Saints a lot. But with that's mostly the pick I've been seeing lately. But I think Saints have a lot of holes on their team. I think they probably go best player available here, which in this case would be Will Johnson. Him falling to number 9 would be a steal So I think we're gonna have that best player available go to the Saints, and that's Will Johnson, corner out of Michigan. Now, with the 10th pick in the draft, my Chicago Bears. So, my personal favorite pick, who I'd love to see the Bears take, is Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama. I love his tape. He's a lot of fun to watch. But with two trades in the last couple days for offensive linemen, I could see them saving the offensive line pick for later in the draft and going with the flashy pick in Ashton Jeanty. Ben Johnson, with the coming from the Lions, with drafting Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round. I think I could definitely see the Bears taking Jeanty here, and I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to have Jeanty go to the Bears. Now, 11th pick in the draft, the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not sure what they do here, what the Niners do here. I could see them going offensive line. I could see them going. They just have, I don't know. They're a weird team. They're always injured, so maybe they do go offensive line. They are getting rid of their wide receiver. They are trading Debo and shopping around Ayuk. But I think we're gonna have the Niners go with the best offensive lineman available right now, Armand Membao, the tackle from Missouri. I could see him sticking at tackle or going inside to guard, and I think the versatility would be very good for Kyle Shanahan's offense. Now, the number 12 pick in the draft, the Dallas Cowboys. I know my Cowboy fan friends, they want Jeanty, and I've seen Jeanty mocked there a ton. I don't know what I'm not sure what the Cowboys do here. I could see them going edge, offensive tackle. I honestly think the Cowboys' offensive line is one of the better ones in the league. But I think what we're going to do here, we're going to have Shamar Stewart, the edge from Texas A&M, go to the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry loves his homegrown talent, so I could see him sticking with Texas guys and drafting the low floor, high ceiling guy, very flashy pick in Shamar Stewart. So moving on to the 13th pick in the draft, Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins have a lot of problems. Their offensive line is extremely battered. Their wide receivers are good, but they're not necessarily physical. The whole offense is not physical enough at all, which is why I think the Dolphins should go with my favorite offensive line prospect in the draft, Tyler Booker. I think it's the safest pick here, and it bolsters up their offensive line and protects Tua a little more. Now moving on to the 14th pick of the draft, the Indianapolis Colts. I've seen a lot of Tyler Warren go to the Colts. I think that could be a really fun fit. I think that'd be a lot of fun, actually. I'm starting to like that a little bit more. You give Anthony Richardson a nice safety blanket and Tyler Warren. And I think that's actually what we're going to do here. We're going to have the tight end from Penn State, Tyler Warren, go to the Colts. Now, 15th pick in the draft, Atlanta Falcons. They need edge help desperately. Their defensive line was atrocious last year. I know it'd be fun to bolster up the offense for Penix, but I think you gotta do that in the later rounds and free agency. And I think here you have to go edge, and I think Jalen Walker, the linebacker from Georgia, would stay in Georgia and go to Atlanta. And I think that would be a fantastic pick for the Falcons. Now the 16th pick in the draft, Arizona Cardinals. I've seen the Cardinals go all over the place. I've seen them mostly go defensive line, defense side of the ball, which I think is the smart pick for them. So I think they're going to go best defensive player here. And I think here, I don't know. Could see them going Walter Nolan, the defensive lineman from Ole Miss. Maybe they go James Pierce, the edge from Tennessee. But I don't know. I think we're gonna have him go best defensive player right now, and I think that's Jahad Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama. I haven't watched much of his tape, but I will. And he's, from what I've seen, he is probably the best available prospect on the board here. So we're going to have Jahad Campbell go to the Cardinals here. Now for the Cincinnati Bengals. They are now shopping Trey Hendrickson. And I think they try to go, I think they replace him here. And I think they go with edge. So that could be Nick Scourton, or James Pierce Jr. Or they could go Mike Green, edge from Marshall. I saw him get mocked really high a lot earlier, but his hype has died down a little bit. But I think they go edge here, and I think they go with James Pierce Jr., the edge out of Tennessee. Now, the 18th pick in the draft, the Seattle Seahawks. They need offensive line bad. I like Geno Smith. They just released Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf just asked for a trade. But they still have Jackson Smith-Njigba. So probably get your wide receiver 2 in the later rounds and pick up some free agent. But they need an offensive line if they want to be anywhere near good. And I think they go with the best offensive line prospect available right now, Kelvin Banks Jr., the offensive tackle from Texas. I think he has a lot of potential. He's very agile for a big man. I thought he looked okay against Georgia with their top 2 edges. He didn't look that great, but I see the potential for him, and I think Banks going to the Seahawks makes a lot of sense here. 19th pick in the draft, Buccaneers. I've seen a lot of edge mocked to them, a lot of defense. I've seen Jahad Campbell mocked to the Bucs a lot. I think they stick with defense here. I think they go edge, and we're gonna have a bit of an upset pick here. We're gonna have Mike Green, edge from Marshall, go to the Bucs. That's gonna be a fun fit with Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey, and that's gonna make that defensive line even scarier than it already is. Now the 20th pick in the draft, the Denver Broncos. Now I've mostly seen the Broncos go with tight ends, or if Gentry falls that far, I've seen them take him too. Broncos are in desperate need of a running back, which I think it would be very fun. I've seen a lot of Amarian Hampton, the running back from North Carolina, get mocked in the first round lately, and I think that's what we're going to do here. We're going to have the Broncos take Amarian Hampton, running back from North Carolina, and that gives Bo Nix a fun running back weapon who is going to be a top running back in the league in no time. Now the 21st pick in the draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Steelers should go wide receiver no matter what here, and whether that is Matthew Golden, Emeka Egbuka, or Luther Burden, I don't think you can really go wrong with any one of those guys. I think I see Emeka Egbuka more as a wide receiver too, and I'll have to watch more Matthew Golden film. But he's, from what I've seen from from summaries of him and some highlights, he's going to be more of a wide receiver too. The guy who with breakaway speed. But I definitely see the Steelers taking Ibuka here. But I don't know. They like to draft diva wide receivers, and I don't think Ibuka is that guy. So maybe they go away from their trend of that. Or maybe they go with Luther Burden, who I think is going to be a sure thing wide receiver one in this draft. Who do we think we're going to take here? You know what? We're going to go with Luther Burden. Luther Burden to the Steelers. I like that pick. Now, LA Chargers. I think the pick that mostly everyone sees is a tight end to them, and that is Jim Harbaugh's tight end from Michigan, Colson Loveland. And I don't think we're going to go away from that. I think we're going to have Loveland go there. Chargers could definitely use a tight end, and Harbaugh gets one of his Michigan boys back. So we're going to have Loveland go to the Chargers here. Now the 23rd pick in the draft, the Green Bay Packers, the bane of my existence. I think they continue their trend of defense in the first round. I've seen them go edge, corner. I think I've seen them. It's rumored that they're gonna trade away Jair Alexander. So I think we're gonna go corner here. And I think we're going to go with the corner from Texas, Jahdae Barron. I think he's the best corner available right now, and I think it fits the Packers style of going defense first. Now with the 24th pick in the draft, Minnesota Vikings. I've seen Malachi Starks go there a lot. A lot of secondary picks. And then also I've seen Marion Hampton go there. But I think we're going to stick in the secondary again. I've seen Malachi Starks go there a lot, but I think with Nick Emanuari being available, the safety from South Carolina, they'd go there instead. So we're going to have that. With the 25th pick in the draft, we have the Houston Texans. Now, I really like Luther Burden to the Texans, but obviously I put him to the Steelers. And the Texans just traded for a wide receiver. They traded a 2026 7th-round pick for Jaguars' Christian Kirk. So their wide receiver room might be set now because I think Christian Kirk is really good, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. And they already have Tank Dell and I think one of the most underrated wide receivers in the league in Nico Collins. So I don't know if they go wide receiver here anymore, but I could still see them doing that. I think we're gonna. I don't know. I'm not sure what they need. You know what we're gonna do here? We're gonna have the Texans go defensive line. We're gonna have them go with Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolan. I think that is a really good pick for them. That'd be really fun to watch with Will Anderson and Walter Nolan on the same line. But going on to the 26th pick in the draft, the LA Rams. Now, I don't know what to do here. I think offensive line would be the smart pick for them, which I have seen a lot. I've seen a lot of Josh Connerly, the tackle from Oregon, go there, and I think that might be what we do here. I like that fit a lot, actually. So we're going to go Josh Connerly Jr., offensive tackle from Oregon, to the LA Rams. Now, the 27th pick in the draft, the Baltimore Ravens. I think O-line would be smart for the Ravens here. I don't really think they have... I think the Ravens' offensive line is actually top 5 in the league. I've seen them go mostly offensive line in these mock drafts, but I think the Ravens go corner, and I'm gonna have them take the prospect out of East Carolina, I'm probably going to butcher his name, Shavon Revel. I've watched not much of him, but from what I've seen, I think he can be a real top corner in this league. Just like Quinion Mitchell being from a Group of 5 school, being able to come in and being a top corner here. Now for the Lions, 20th pick in the draft. I think they're probably going to go defense here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what position, though. I think they'd probably go best player available, which it could be Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia, or Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon. But their line is actually really good. So I think they might go secondary here. And I could see them taking Starks here, and I think, or we could go with the fun pick here, the fastest corner in the draft, Maxwell Harrison. He had a really good combine showing, and I think we're gonna slot him in here. The Lions could use some corner help, and I think Harrison would be a really fun pick here. Now the 29th pick in the draft, the Washington Commanders. I could see them really going anywhere. I could see him going offensive line. I could see him going secondary. See him going D-line. I think what we're going to do here, though, is have them go with go defensive tackle. We're going to have them go with a guy who's sliding a lot further than people expected. We're going to have them take Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon. 30th pick in the draft, Buffalo Bills. I've seen them go secondary a lot, and I think we're going to stick with that. I think they're going to be the team that takes Malachi Starks here. Best safety on the board, probably best secondary player on the board, and they have a need at safety. 31st pick in the draft, the Kansas City Chiefs. I could see them doubling up on Texas wide receivers, maybe going Matthew Golden, but probably not. They do need offensive line help. They just traded away their one of their guards to the Bears. So I think we're going to go with Josh Simmons here, offensive tackle from Ohio State, to the Chiefs. Now the last pick in the first round, the Philadelphia Eagles. I've seen them go all over the place. I've seen edge. I've seen offensive line. I've seen defensive tackle. Defensive tackle doesn't make too much sense for me, since they have, with them having Jalen Carter, I don't know if they'd go defensive tackle here. But Kenneth Grant would be a fun choice here. Nick Skorton would be fun. I think they're going to go edge here. I think we're going to have them take, but I think we're going to have the Eagles take Donovan Ezraku, edge from Boston College. The Boston College Eagles gets to turn into a Philadelphia Eagle. I think it'd be a fun fit there. High ceiling guy, and the Eagles' defensive line is already stacked, so he'll be able to develop quite nicely there. But that is the mock draft. We're going to go through one last time. So first pick, Tennessee Titans select Abdul Carter. Second pick, Browns take Travis Hunter. Third pick, the New York Giants select Cameron Ward. Fourth pick, Patriots select Tet McMillan. Fifth pick, Jaguars select Mason Graham. Sixth pick, Raiders select Shedeur Sanders. Seventh pick, Jets select Will Campbell. Eighth pick, the Panthers select Mykel Williams. Ninth pick, the Saints select Will Johnson. 10th pick, the Bears take Ashton Jeanty. 11th pick, the 49ers take Armand Membao. 12th pick, the Cowboys take Shamar Stewart. 13th pick, the Dolphins take Tyler Booker. 14th pick, the Indianapolis Colts take Tyler Warren. 15th pick, and Atlanta Falcons take Jalen Walker. 16th pick, Cardinals take Jahad Campbell. 17th pick, Bengals pick James Pierce Jr. 18th pick, Seahawks select Calvin Banks Jr. 19th pick, the Bucks take Mike Green. 20th pick, the Broncos take Omarion Hampton. 21st pick, Steelers take Luther Burden III. 22nd pick, the Chargers take Colson Loveland. 23rd pick, Packers take Jahdae Barron. 24th pick, the Vikings take Nick Emmanuel. 25th pick, the Texans take Walter Nolan. 26th pick, Rams take Josh Connolly Jr. 27th pick, Ravens take Siobhan Revel. 28th pick, the Lions take Maxwell Hairston. 29th pick, Commanders take Derek Harmon. 30th pick, Buffalo Bills take Malachi Starks. 31st pick, Chiefs take Josh Simmons. And the 32nd pick, the Eagles take Donovan Ezeraku. But that is my first mock draft on this show. Let me know what you think. But anyway, thanks for listening again. And I'll see you guys next time.